Hollywood insiders are threatening retribution against a producer who voted for President Donald Trump. Roll this up over at fandompulse.com. You can find the link in the description below. And as I am wont to say so often now, this isn't going away. SJW infiltration is not going away. We see evidence of this every single day. So anyone trying to tell you that this stuff is somehow gone away, there's somehow pendulum shift happening, it's not. That's just not happening. It is not true. These people just didn't all of a sudden have their brains replaced once President Donald Trump was elected president. So a new report alleges that Hollywood insiders are threatening retribution against producer Brian Grazer for voting for President Donald Trump. Grazer has made a number of A-list films: A Beautiful Mind, Apollo 13, Splash, Hillbilly Elegy, Arrested Development television show, Curious George, the animated show that my daughter loves to watch, Rush, J. Edgar, and more. Revealed he voted for President Donald Trump during the Army-Navy game in December, where he was in a VIP suite with the then president-elect. This announcement was recently aired as part of a Fox Nations streaming series, Art of the Surge. As reported by the New York Times, Grazer shared on the episode that after he revealed his decision, he felt like he was getting canceled by a group of women. He said, all the women looked in and go, "You mean you're not voting for Kamala?" And I go, "I just can't do that." And then one of them leaned in further and said, "Are you voting for Trump?" And I said, "I am, I swear." Grazer confirmed to the New York Times he voted for Trump and explained, as a centrist, "It was because I could feel and see Biden's deterioration and the lack of direction in the Democratic Party at that time." He has been a bundler for progressive causes over the last numerous decades, right? And so him voting for Donald Trump clearly surprised a lot of people, and they're not happy about it, and they are threatening retribution against him. Kim Masters at Puck shared a number of anonymous sources telling her that this is what is going to happen to him. She wrote this: "Sources have told me the news that Grazer had flipped came as a blow to Ron Howard, who he runs Imagine Entertainment with. They co-founded that company. He is Ron Howard's producing partner." Anyway, she goes on and says, as well as many others, including Tom Hanks, whose professional relationship with the duo dates back to Splash in 1984 and continued through 3 Da Vinci Code movies. A source told her that Grazer's colleagues were beside themselves when they heard about his vote. Additionally, she added that executives at his Imagine Entertainment company that was founded by him and Howard were getting calls from around town. They're all mortified. Another source, which she described as a high-level source at another company, informed her, "It is amazing to me that Brian Grazer would go to that football game and never have it pass through his head that his comments would be problematic for his partner and people in business with him." Well, why would they be problematic? Why would they be problematic? Why is voting for President Donald Trump problematic? Why would that be? Why would that be? And why would it be problematic for the people he's in business with? Sounds like a veiled threat to me. This individual added, "I would like to ask Brian if he got what he wanted." A fellow producer also questioned, why would anybody do that in this town when every major celebrity campaigned for Harris? While some individuals clearly threatened retribution on the business end, as we just saw, one individual shared that Grazer could shut down his business and not have any worries. They could actually shut the whole thing down and collect the receivables. "I don't think Grazer's out there desperately flogging it. For Brian, it's about being relevant. These TV shows, it's dinner conversation for him. The company's healthy. They've got a crap load of development, and they have a whole infrastructure of people, especially in TV." Nevertheless, another executive claimed that he might be limited on who he has lunch with moving forward. This person said, "I think it'll be fine if he wants to go to lunch every day with John Voight." So clearly indicating that he's going to be socially ostracized, as well as what this guy was saying, that he's going to have problems with the people that he is in business with because he voted for President Donald Trump. So this stuff isn't going away. It's not going away anytime soon. These people, again, did not have their brains transferred. There wasn't a light switch that they suddenly switched on where they changed how they were viewing the world. This stuff isn't going away. We see this time and time and time again. It is just a narrative that has been created saying that it is going away when that narrative is not actually true. We see evidence to this or see evidence to the contrary of that narrative every single day. And this is more of that, right? I mean, they're putting out Ironheart. They're putting out Ironheart, the most SJW Marvel TV show they've ever created. If there was actually a pendulum shift happening, that show would never see the light of day. Yet they are still putting it out. They're still putting it out there so they can push their propaganda. And they're going to do everything they can to try to shame people, to terrorize people, to ensure that they don't do these things again, because they don't actually want a pendulum shift to happen. They don't want to actually get things back on the right foot. They don't want to get back to reality. They want to continue to war with reality. They want to push all the kind of absolute nonsense that they have been pushing, especially that we've seen come to fruition over the last decade or so. Critical race theory, transgenderism, gender ideology, the absolute insane feminism that we've seen as well. And all of this stuff is all connected. And we typically call it woke, but that's what's happening. That is what's happening. And it's not changing. People are still getting canceled. This is evidence of that right here, at least in my mind. But let me know what you guys make of this. Let me know in the comments below. Remember to always be charitable, especially to each other, and to always, always speak the truth.
Why would you be afraid of the people? Why are you not afraid of God instead of man?